I've changed the status of the foundation, and we're trying to explore different avenues of how we could utilize this legal format to present and to help the country a little bit more, be more engaged. We still help and sponsor children who have disabilities at different centres, and are creating partnerships and memorandums of agreement with different centres throughout the country, so we can keep that initiatives up and alive.
And is this your main focus? Children with disabilities, education, youth, is this the main scope of what you want to work in?
That's one of the focuses. Education is extremely, I think education is a foundation of a society. But as I said, I do hope that the foundation will be more active in discussing Albania's European integration and talking about human resources, and really creating more a dynamic, energizing ideas when it comes down to saying, okay, what's the future of Albania? And I think that's the next phase and work plan that we have.
So let's fast forward 30 years. What do you think the Albania of 30 years in the future will look like? The Albania that Geraldine will be the princess of by then, I imagine, perhaps. How do you see it?
I believe that Albania should understand proportionality. I remember going to Samil and Saranda in the early 2000s. And I was in awe of the natural beauty.
Yes.
And I said to the people around me, I said, the villagers here are farmers, they're working with the cattle and the terrain. Do they understand what assets and what future this terrain has? I said, no, nothing will happen. It's too far away from Tirana. It's impossible to invest. There's no hope for this area. And I was always at that contradiction. Today, the investments have come.
Yes.
But it's out of proportion.
Yes, it is.
And unfortunately, we've created a situation in some of the most fantastic parts of the world. I mean, we have some of the most incredible beaches and mountain regions, and we've destroyed them. Not because the investments were cheap. They're great investments, but they were completely out of proportion.
Yes.
They were completely there was no urban planning. There was no long-term vision. And that's the consequences of Albanians' prolonged transition period, the difficulties, fast money. And I just hope that Albania will be able to understand how to develop. And the politicians will understand how to say no sometimes.
Yeah, this is,
and taking a line saying, okay, no, but this will be beneficial for future.
I went to Xamiel in July, I think, with mutual friends of ours. They took us to Xamiel Bay, and I hadn't been there since 2018. And I was gobsmacked. Not only was it around €50 for a couple of coffees and an ice cream, but we were sat in one of those cafes right on the beach, and there was not a single patch of sand. The noise, because each bar has its own music, its own sound system, and it was just, you couldn't relax. It was chaotic, and even when you looked around, it was haphazard. There was no thought, there was no process, there was no planning. And, and I see people I'm in all these groups on Facebook for tourists that want to come to Albania, and I see them commenting. People are actively not going to Xamiel anymore, because it's too crowded, it's too noisy. Of course, people are still going, but, what they've tried to build there, this tourist heaven, is now backfiring, and I think it's really sad.
It's not only Xamiel. You have Golem, you have Palas, you have all these other fantastic beach areas which have potential. But it's going to be very difficult to change things.
Yes, you can't go back once it's... Yeah.
And you have a result of what happened in Spain in the 1980s, where there was this huge growth of buildings. They're completely out of proportion, and now they're paying the consequences. So let's hope that things will change.
We stop before...
even Tirana. Tirana is now a oasis of different architectural buildings. But what will the future be in? 10 years' time, will there be a bubble?
Yes.
Everyone's talking, will there be a price bubble?
Yes.
Not. What will the consequences be? Who will maintain, who will live in these newly built buildings?
Where around my house, there's all these new apartment blocks popping up, but the schools all nearby are already completely full. Where are these kids going to go to school? Like how? There's no parking spaces. There's no infrastructure to support all the people that are going to live in these new houses. There's no thought process behind it.
Hence the reason I say that everything should be in proportionality with the realities. And that's why I'm very engaged with this question, saying, okay, well, what will Albania's future be? Because many think tanks say that Albania should be a country for tourism and historical benefit for Europe, but not should be a producing country. I say no. What are the things that we can provide?
Yes.
What are the best opportunities for our people, and what can we do to make sure that we can improve the lives of the people, but also maintain our culture? We are going to start having a lot of immigrants coming to the country,
Yes.
which is a very positive thing.